Hey guys, welcome back to the Foolish Show. Of course, I am Foolish Phil. Just wanted to give you my thoughts after Michigan's loss to Illinois, 68-53. As you can kind of tell, I got a cold going on. Maybe it comes through the camera. I don't know the sound of it, but so just I needed my sleep, so I didn't make the video last night. Made it this morning. I just want to talk a little bit about this game, as I usually do, and when the lineup was announced and Hunter Dickinson wasn't going to play, I knew this team was in trouble. And then Brandon Johns Jr. wasn't going to play, and that's kind of a 50-50. Is this going to matter or not? And I don't know if it would have mattered, but Brandon Johns Jr. played his best game when Moussa Diabate was not able to play against Nebraska. And I think he had tied his career high with 20-some points. So maybe Johns could, find that top level for him when the star player's not there, like Diabate. He played great when Livers was out for the NCAA tournament. Regardless, Brandon Johns Jr. did not play either. Michigan apparently, had basically a backup for Folds, I think his name is. Excuse me. And I just knew when Hunter wasn't in there, it was going to be really tough. I mean, I just figured, don't get me wrong, I figured Michigan was going to lose this game anyways. And then Hunter wasn't going to play. I just figured Cockburn was just going to go off for 30-some points. And surprisingly, he only got 21. Only 21 and 10 rebounds. I mean, that's probably what he would have got against Hunter, I'm just saying. And it made me think that this game was really like when Michigan played Tarleton's State or out of Texas, right? They're the ones that just played 5 guards, if you remember that game. And they were just swarm, and it was hard for Hunter to adapt to that because he had all these small guys all over you. They're swiping at the ball all the time and such. And you even saw Jace Howard block Kofi layup attempt. So, I mean, it was just different because you're not going up against a big. You're going up against, guards, basically. And it was tougher. But obviously, it just like the Tarleton State game, the Michigan game here go the same way. Tarleton State stayed tight, and then Michigan pulled out the double-digit win here. Same thing. Illinois, they kept extending the game, extending, kept getting to 9-10 points. Then Michigan would get a little comeback and get it down to again one possession. But man, you knew Illinois was going to win this game, and it is what it is. And there's no sugarcoating it. Michigan's now 1-3, I think, in the Big Ten. And, they're just looking, what they are. I guess, again, you could say a moral victory. They played well at Rutgers. Rutgers shot the lights out tonight. Illinois did not shoot the lights out till Frazier kind of took over the game in the very last 5 minutes of the second half. But what a putrid offensive game in the first half. Both teams combined for 1 of 20 on three-pointers. It was 26 or 22 at halftime. Just so many bad shots, and no one can hit a shot. The roller coaster of Devontae Jones continued. Suddenly he resurfaces. Last game against Rutgers, 0 points. Maybe he was sick or something and just was able to play. I don't know. 0 points against Rutgers. Tonight he goes for 17. What is this? It's either he's doing great or he's nowhere. So Devontae Jones decided to play his big game today, and sadly it wasn't enough. Eli Brooks had 7. Moussa Diabate had 9, 4 of 8 shooting. It's too bad he picked up a dumb foul in the first half over the back with 5 minutes into the half. So he had to sit the rest of the game and thus play the backup. Folds, I think it is, and that really hurt. And Jace Howard, it is what it is. And just not good enough. And that's just all it is. You're not going to win on the road in the Big Ten with that. But then I also have to give credit to Michigan because even Illinois' coach Underwood came out and said that Michigan played harder than them. And they did. It's just that Michigan just didn't have enough talent. And that's kind of the surprising thing because you thought Michigan was going to be super loaded with talent. You get 5-stars Diabate, 5-star Houston, and Houston just continues to be awful. And he's a starter, and I think he had 4 points, something like that. He was 2 of 9 shooting. He was 1 of 3 on free throws, 0 of 4 on three-pointers. He is now 2 of his last 21 on three-pointers. He was coming into the college as being regarded as maybe the best pure shooter in the high school ranks. And he's just can't hit anything. I just don't know what is wrong. And people are going to point to like Howard and say, well, Howard, how can Howard coach this guy up? It's like, what can Howard really do? You're missing shots. You're missing your wide open three-pointers. What's wrong? What can Howard do about that? It's confidence. And it's really telling to me when he has free throws. He's such a smooth shot. When you're 1 of 3 on free throws, it's like his shot's just off. And you really hope that when we had this COVID break, he could have just been in the gym and not doing workouts and all that, but whatever, just like shooting shots, man. Just get your stroke back, and not back yet. It is what it is. Michigan doesn't have shooters. They finished 1 of 10 on three-pointers. The only one who hit one was Devontae Jones. Eli Brooks kind of fades away again, 7 points. When you really need, a double-digit effort from your fifth-year senior guy. This actually might be his 6th year, I think, with COVID. He might even be 6 years for him now. It's like, you need better. And, maybe that's kind of the impact, too, of Michigan relying on him so much in earlier games. Now he doesn't have as much energy. I don't know. A loss is a loss, a moral victory if you want to take one, but it doesn't help anything. So I guess you could say Michigan has played 2 decent games in a row, and they've lost both of them. Double digits on the road. So what's it worth? I don't know. So it is what it is, just my foolish thoughts. Another Michigan loss, another game where the team doesn't really play that great offensively. Defensively, they were a lot better. I give them that, right? But it's a loss. And what do? Is Michigan just going to, forfeit the rest of the games? If you're anti-Michigan, you would say, yeah, if they were playing Michigan State, they'd probably have COVID again on Monday, so they couldn't play. I think it's Maryland next. But, yeah, this season's just going to be interesting. I did like how Howard got more of the backups. They had to play more, but you're just going to have to play them now. I think it's just as the season keeps going, you just got to play your freshmen more, get them more experience, because Eli Brooks is done. Devontae Jones ain't coming back. So you got to give those guys extra practice, because next year they're going to be the ones out there. So those are just my thoughts. If you have any thoughts, please put them in the comments below. I'll try to respond as possible. And until I see you guys next time, go Blue!